Oh yeah, we used to use one camera on this. We don't use two cameras. I forget that.
No, we're not fancy.
We don't need to use two. Anyway, Kurt Cobain's hair. Breaking news, just sold for a whopping $14,145.
For 6 strands.
Yeah, that's not all of his hair. They didn't scalp him. That would
have been,
that's $2,357.50 per hair.
A little low.
So all you collectors out there, you missed it. Your one chance. Yeah, right.
That's right.
We're trying to is it head hair? Is it back hair? That's all I'm saying. That's stopping at that point, but I'm assuming it's head hair.
Mammals are covered in hair.
That's funny. I'd want Frank Zappa's hair.
I like Frank Zappa. Do you think we're at the point now that you could grow your own new Kurt Cobain?
I've thought about that. I don't think we would want a Kurt Cobain living in your
clone.
His amp also sold for $93,000. Now it wasn't his amp.
Not his amp.
It was the cab. And so anyway, we just started looking at some of the ludicrous things that people are, like the provenance. Is the provenance worth it?
Absolutely
not. No. It's just like it might as well be like we're just trading signatures. What do they call those things?
Autographs.
I was like auditions is the word that was coming to my head. It's like I don't know. Does anybody do autographs anymore? I don't really see it. I see those really cheap, crappy guitars with every band that's kind of something out there. Oh, here's that Squier, Flying V that Eric Clapton never played. That's autographed by it's like, what is this? We've had a Dale Earnhardt Martin, autographed Martin by Dale Earnhardt in our guitar shop.
What was the other one? Was it Richard Petty or was it Kyle Petty?
We have a Tito's vodka guitar in our shop that we keep for giggles that's autographed by Tito. I just think this stuff's funny.
It is kind of funny.
And don't get us wrong, I've gone down this well too. Derek and I both tried to buy Jack White's lights from his studio, his drum set, his amps. We were trying to get all sorts of stuff because we like the white stripes. That stuff's cool, right? Derek's back there shaking his head like
the light was owned by Beck.
Oh yeah, Beck gave the light to Jack White. That was the story.
That is kind of cool.
It was
but
it was still a lot of money for a light. We could just buy it
for a light.
B&H Photo.
Because you're not gonna display the light. Ooh.
We would have in our world in our bedroom.
Yeah. Well,
Derek and I would borrow that for who's gonna have special light night tonight. But no, we all do fine. I have a 65 Hummingbird that has rumors that the Carter family played it at some point. I don't have any provenance that's been signed by them, but I think it's a really cool story.
It is a cool story.
And it makes me feel neat when I play. I'm I just want to sing some
Well, that's a cool guitar.
It's a great guitar.
You know what I mean? But do you think it?
I could care less about that idea of the provenance.
Well, the cab. Do you think that person is going to plug it in and play it?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Because it's a cab.
I don't know. I don't know why you would. Well, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, because we've gone mad with how expensive some of this stuff has gotten, and when I was thinking about it, would I want a guitar that's been played by Keith Richards or Joe Perry or something? Yeah, it's cool, but I'd rather. For me, this is weird. Don't get me wrong. That'd be amazing to have one of theirs because they're sort of icons. I was gonna say American icons. I just want to claim Keith. Can he be ours too, please?
Yeah.
Kind of. He's been here enough. No, but I'd rather have a guitar built by the guy who builds that guy's guitars.
Okay.
I'd rather have one I just rather have. I want to play the guitar. If I have Keith Richards' guitar, I'm probably not going to play it. It's probably going to sit in a glass box.
Yes.
If I tried to buy one of Buddy Holly's amps, and Groon's Guitars was selling this. Gosh, it was probably 15 years ago, and he had his practice amp that he used in his apartment in New York City, and it came up for sale. I think it went for $50,000 to $80,000, something I was hoping maybe it's $5,000. I'll get it, and it was insane.
No. What was it? Do you remember what
I can't even remember what it was. That's the sad part. It wasn't a major name. If anybody knows,
like a pig nose.
No,
that'd be awesome. $80,000.
Probably a TS9. No, if anybody does know, please what was Buddy Holly's amp? Because I'm a Buddy Holly fanatic, and I just can't remember off the top of my head. I just think it's really fascinating, and I try to get stuff. I'm more just if it's a vintage guitar and get it, I'm gonna get it. I try to buy some old some of the old Gold Tops, the original the sort of launch year and proto years. I had a chance to buy 3 of them. I just didn't have the money. This is gonna make you really sad. When I tried to get them, they went for $13,000 a piece.
A piece?
Can you imagine? This was a long time ago. This is probably close to 13 years ago.
Okay.
which is like not. I mean, I mean, that would have been more valuable than Bitcoin. Not really.
No.
Unless you're looking at the market today, which is a Wednesday, and everything crashed today on that stuff. We're not that sophisticated. Anyway, side note. But yeah, I'd rather have a guitar I can play. You know, that I'm not gonna be worried about like the damage of it. Like if I can get with a little provenance, funny stories I do love.
Funny stories are cool.
Like we have the one guitar that we have that let's grab it. That's fun.
Get it.
I think this is a funny story. I mean,
This is cool, actually.
This harmony, I think, is a really funny. This has provenance. It's a great guitar. It plays really well. It sounds okay. It's all original except for this pick guard here. This was a replacement pick guard. And you'd be like, why is that a replacement pick guard? I'll get to that. This is why I bought this guitar and I love it. So the gentleman who had it, who's an old jazz sort of player down in New Orleans, he had this guitar. He was going home from work. He thought he was going to get robbed, so he flipped this thing around. He pulled his pistol out. He shot a pistol through the thing, came through here, went through the case. I have the case too, and took his toe off. I think that's cool. And so when he showed me the guitar, I was like, "Do you mind taking your shoe off, sir?" So I wanted to see the toe. And the toe was gone. Buy the guitar on the spot right there. That's a cool story. There's another one over there that's really cool. Get that guitar.
This is pretty fun.
Who owned this guitar? Do you remember? Derek?
Randy Foster.
Randy Foster. I always think I say his first name wrong.
Well, Randy Foster,
It's not Randy.
Randy Foster, God rest his soul, he's not dead. It's just fun to say that. But no, Randy Foster, one of the great American singer-songwriters. This is one of his old, great 70s guitars. Now, this is not a mint guitar.
No.
It's not, but the best part about this guitar is like I just thought it was so funny. I was like, man, that's really dark inside there. Then I looked inside the sound hole. Somebody taking a Sharpie in there and like sort of darken the inside so it looks darker when it's photographed, like a true hollow body. This guitar plays great. There's like 0 frets on this guitar though. Like
No frets.
I mean, I play, I was like, whoop. You fly it up, but it sounds awesome. It's got those the old original. I'm gonna call them the Kunafis is what the Fender calls them now. But I was just the funny marketing of all that. But it's a great guitar. It wasn't that expensive either. This was under $25,000.
Yes, quite a bit.
That's all I'm gonna say. So if anyone wants to buy it, it's under that.
There's your range. Less than that.
I'm not getting into how much it really costs, but it's a great guitar. It doesn't weigh a ton. It weighs more than you would think a thin line would weigh, though.
I mean, it is from the 70s.
It's definitely heavy.
All the 70s guitars.
But I mean, this is Derek's personal guitar. It's not for sale anyway.
Yeah.
But it's a killer guitar. Like we all played it. It came in. It was fun. It was like something like we could afford, like as guitar shop guys. We can't buy. I mean, Clapton's his custom shop Brownie copy just went for sale and just sold on the auction block. It was estimated to go for $26,000 range. It went for over $220,000.
Right.
Which way more than I thought, because we were actually talking in the shop about buying it. So
we're like, yeah, $27,000. We can scratch that.
I know. We can, like, if all of us pull together, we can get that. We'll have one of Clapton's guitars. That was our only way to get one ever, and it didn't work. So instead, we have Randy's.
Yeah.
This is our guitar, and maybe some guy that shot his toe off. I think he's dead now. And then I got some other old.
Now this guitar, right? Interesting point. Derek knows. I mean, like it belonged to the artist when Derek bought it.
Yeah, because he bought this from Carter's, and the artist actually played this. He knows. Right. Derek's like a bit of a nerd with this stuff.
Yes.
He's like an Americana singer-songwriter, like weirdo. It's like, what are you looking on the internet? He closes his laptop and come in. It's like American songwriter. It's really embarrassing. I was hoping it'd be like kittens or like puppy jugs, or something. That's really embarrassing. But no, Derek's tracked down all the songs that he thinks this guitar's been played on.
Yeah, and that's cool.
And that's
play
cool
those
stories.
songs on this guitar.
I'm just kidding.
Throw it off.
That was really fun to do.
Like Prince.
I gotta stand right off camera. That'd be weird if I just was leaning on beer jugs and what beer jugs. No, my wife came home. We had this friend of ours, this Instagram guy, when Because Villains came in. Like she came home with like a jug.
It was a large jug.
Like my wife is from Kentucky, so nothing surprises me when this stuff happens. But she comes with a jug, and we finished drinking it, and she drank a lot of it. She's going, starts making music with it. It's kind of.
They can do that in Kentucky.
If you haven't married a Kentucky person in your life, I highly recommend at least once.
Do it at least once.
Even if you're married, and Kentucky female at this point. I mean, I don't know about the Kentucky boys. I'm sorry.
They're probably fine.
I'm never gonna marry one of them though.
No.
I got one Kentucky and done is like is my rule. I can marry other states. I want to marry someone from Rhode Island at some point. I've never been to Rhode Island. I hear it's gorgeous. I've been to almost every state in this great nation,
but not Rhode Island.
I think been through there on a train, but I didn't stop.
Alaska?
Oh, I haven't been there either.
Let's go to Alaska.
I was like, Alaska's big. It's like, because I was building a puzzle with my kids the other day, like Alaska, they always put it down the corner.
Right. And you're like,
Hawaii
it's tiny.
is.
It's not
like,
tiny.
Alaska's as big as like us.
Like half the, the rest of the United States.
It's like all this, like, is.
So we should go guitar safariing in Alaska.
I bet there's some
up there.
There's some finds up there.
Probably.
There's got to be some finds, because you might get some of the stuff that went over to Asia and came back, sort of, too, is my thoughts. I don't know, maybe.
And we know a couple now in Anchorage. They came in the shop the other day.
Oh, yeah.
They watch our YouTube channel. So if you're watching from Anchorage, hello.
They got a really nice guitar, too.
They did.
It was
And
shiny.
they were very nice people.
It was a limited edition that somebody that has wonderful hair and shoes played.
It's true.
So it had some provenance there, too, I guess.
There you go.
I was thinking Providence, Rhode Island now for some of us words Providence, but so I don't know. We're sort of rambling on, just like, and ranting about it's fun to get them sometimes. Just be careful on how much you spend. Like, we get sucked down this well too. Obviously, we have these things. There's more. I'm looking all around the room, like the stuff to the right and left. And there's so many things. Like one's rumored to be. I mean, I should
do it. Just do it. Just do it.
I mean,
last one.
I mean, I'm kind of a Poison diehard. Maybe played by Poison. Highly unlikely, highly suspect. Don't really care, because it's an awesome BC
still
rich
awesome
bass. And like, if you don't like Poison, I think something is just not connected right in your brain. And I'm like I love all this old school music. I love classical music. I love jazz. I even like some show tunes. Not a lot of it, but not most of it. But if you don't like Poison, you just need to get your pulse
Baxter,
checked.
it's Oasis, Poison, everything else.
No, that fun fact about me though. Like, I remember, I used to have a Mitsubishi Montero, and my CD player got stuck to where, like, and the CD that was stuck in there was Poison's greatest hits. And people are like, you want to get that fixed? I'm like, I'm good.
Good. It's great.
It sounds good. It's all right. So it was literally like Poison for 2 years or nothing. And I was like, and that car actually caught on fire when I was driving to one of my kids. I worked at this talent show at Union Pines.
Explains a lot of things.
The engine blew up, flames came through, like the air conditioner. It wasn't like, oh, scary. It was like, poof, real quick, smoke, side of the road, car's dead. I gave the car to somebody, and they who knew how to fix engines. Like, you can have it. I've had this.
Here you go.
It's served its life. I don't know how to
Poison
fix it.
CD and all.
You get the Poison CD. Because I went to I went to ask how much it would cost to replace it, and the CD, and they're like, it'll be $700 for a new CD. I'm like, what? This was the factory replacement. I was like, no, I'm good. And then you could get like a non-factory, but I wanted that Montero to be mint. This is a mint Montero.
Collector's edition,
High
baby.
roll radius. It was really tall, like awkward shaped things. It had, like,
I remember those.
It had an inclinometer in it, so I could tell when I was like, I never off-roaded in that thing.
I didn't think anyone actually ever owned one of those.
I did.
A Montero. You did.
And I remember, like, when I got it years ago, they're like, well, when it gets to 80,000 miles,
It's useless.
it will stop working. It was literally like 79,000 something miles, and that's when the fire happened. It wasn't that old of a car.
Dang.
I mean, I didn't get to drive it much because whatever. Anyway, so yeah, we're suckers too. But if you're a sucker as well, welcome to the sucker club. But be careful about it. Be a little bit sensible.
Or don't.
Or not. Or
It's all fun. It's
play
good fun.
But even if you get it, or if you bought Kurt Cobain's hair, you should play that hair. Play with it.
String it up. String
Have
it up
fun
on your
with it.
guitar.
Make a bracelet for your kid. That's what I would do. Like
6 strands. That's a very small bracelet.
Like, what was that Richard Pryor movie where he had to spend all the money?
Oh yeah.
And like my favorite was when he got the stamp.
What is the name of that
We're
movie?
having like a dramatic pause. We're not going to remember. You're going to have to tell us. Yeah. I know it in the back of my brain because I remember watching that so many times. Somebody's going to know it. Wonderful movie.
My dad loved Richard Pryor so much.
I love Richard Pryor. Everything he did was great. Everything he did. Like watching him destroy hecklers is pretty funny too. Yeah. This is something I do in my spare time, is watch comedians wreck hecklers, because I love stand-up comedy. I think it's the hardest art form of almost any performing art.
I feel like it's terrifying.
I think it's
you're just standing there.
And if you're not funny, you're not good. No. That's it. I mean, it's there's no room for interpretation. And if you bomb, you bomb.
Pretty cut dry, yeah.
I mean, just on a side note, we're getting off on rant. Watch Bill Burr's rant when he does that. It's up in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania somewhere, where the audience just turns against the entire show, and he's been sitting there for hours listening to them just wreck all these famous comedians, and he just goes out there and spends his entire like 15 to 12 minute monologue just improvising by destroying them all. I think at one point he says, I hope you all get ass cancer and die. I hope you drunk drunk bastards like die in car accidents going home. I got 5 minutes left. All right, then you're going for another minute of just like making fun of people. You're so fat. Your sports team's the worst team in the history. 4 minutes, it's one of the most brilliant moments in comedian improvisational history.
Only Bill Burr.
It's unbelievable.
It's pretty amazing.
Jim Jeffries is one after my true heart too. I don't know why we're talking about comedy now.
I have no idea.
Anyway, just watch Jim Jeffries' comedy specials too. We're getting really distracted here, but that's all I got. That's all I got. I'm leaving now.
Final question in the comments. What would you pay for 6 strands of Baxter's hair? That's what I want to know. That's all I want to know in the comments. What are 6 strands of Baxter's hair worth to you folks out there?
I think I would have to pay someone to take my hair.
Probably. You never know. I'm just interested.
But the next guitar that sells online, I'll pack 6 of my hairs if you want.
I mean, hey.
I'll cut 6 little tips of hair off there.
We're just seeing. Taking a poll. All right.
That's disturbing.
There you go. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so you don't miss these ridiculous things we talked about. You never know what we are going to say. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.
Nothing but a good time. Poison. Always.